Hello everyone, myself Gowreswaran, also known as Gowrish within this organization. Today I am here to talk to you about an important topic, information security. I'm excited to share valuable insights and strategies to help protect our organization's data and ensure a secure digital environment. Let's dive into the world of information security together. In this segment, we will discuss the importance of creating strong passwords and how they contribute to safeguarding your personal information. So let's dive into the topic of password security and explore what makes a good password. When it comes to choosing a password, it's essential to prioritize security. Many people opt for passwords that are easy to remember, such as birthdays, pet names, or simple sequences like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, these passwords are highly vulnerable to hacking attempts. To create a strong password, we need to consider a few factors, one of which is entropy. Entropy refers to the measure of randomness and unpredictability in a password. A higher entropy value indicates a stronger password that is more resistant to cracking attempts by hackers. One effective technique for creating high entropy password is to use 4 random common words. Using 4 random common words may seem counterintuitive at first, as we often associate strong passwords with complex combinations of characters, numbers, and symbols. However, research has shown that longer passwords composed of common words are not only easier to remember, but also harder for computers to crack. The reason behind this lies in the sheer number of possible combinations that can be generated from 4 random common words. Each word adds significant entropy, and when combined, they create a password that is more memorable and difficult to guess. The key is to choose words that are unrelated to each other and avoid substituting letters with numbers or symbols. For instance, consider a common words used like correct, horse, battery, staple. This password consists of 4 random common words, but together they create a high entropy password that is far more secure than shorter complex passwords. It may seem simple, but the length and randomness of the words make it difficult for automated password cracking algorithm to guess. By using 4 random common words, you strike a balance between security and usability. It's easier to remember a passphrase like this compared to a jumble of characters, and yet it offers robust protection against automated attacks. Remember, the strength of your password plays a vital role in safeguarding your personal information. Choosing a password with high entropy, such as a combination of 4 random common words, is a simple yet effective way to enhance your online security. So take a moment to review your existing passwords and consider implementing this strategy to bolster your information security. Let's shed some light on the common practice of reusing passwords and the potential risk associated with it. We will explore the disparity between what people think happens when reusing password and what actually occurs in terms of password compromise. Often people believe that they can keep track of their various website passwords by writing them down on a piece of paper or storing them in a specific location at home. This perception suggests that if an intruder gains access to that physical document, they would have access to all of the user's password. However, the reality is quite different. Instead of an intruder physically obtaining a list of passwords, the primary risk arises from password compromise. When individuals reuse passwords across multiple websites, they create a vulnerable situation. If an attacker manages to obtain a user's password from one website, they can then attempt to use that same compromised password on other websites to gain unauthorized access to additional documents or additional accounts. This practice of password reuse poses a significant threat to online security. Once a hacker has access to one compromised password, they can employ automated tools to systematically or programmatically test that password across various websites and servers. Therefore, even if you have diligently written down your password and kept them securely in your home, the risk of password compromise remains. It is crucial to understand that the real danger lies in reusing passwords across different websites, as a single compromised password can grant unauthorized access to multiple accounts. Let's now discuss the importance of multi-factor authentication and how to implement it. MFA is a critical security measure that adds an extra layer of protection to your online accounts. So let's explore what MFA is and the different methods you can use to strengthen your security. First, let's understand what multi-factor authentication is, often termed as MFA, 2FA. MFA is a security technique that requires users to provide two or more pieces of evidence to verify their identity. This additional layer of authentication significantly enhances the security of your online accounts by combining something you know, like a password, with something you have or something you are. Now let's dwell into the different MFA methods available and their respective strengths. The first one is YubiKey or hardware token. This is very strong. Using a hardware token such as a YubiKey is considered one of the most secure MFA methods. A hardware token generates unique one-time passwords that are nearly impossible to duplicate or intercept. To authenticate, you simply need to plug in this token or tap it against a device. This method offers exceptional security against various types of attacks, including phishing and credential theft. The next one is TOTP, a time-based six-digit code, a time-based one-time password, which is TOTP. This is strong. Um, this is TOTPs are actually generated by an authentication app like Google Authenticator or Authy, AUTHY. The app synchronizes with the server and generates a unique six-digit code that changes every 30 seconds. To authenticate, you enter the code displayed on your device. TOTP is a robust MFA method that provides a high-level security against password-based attacks. The next one is push-based app notification. This is also, uh, strong, similar to TOTP based on the strength. With this method, when you attempt to log in, a push notification is sent to an authentication app on your smartphone or other trusted device which you own. You can approve or deny the login request directly from the notification. This approach offers a convenient and secure way to authenticate, as it requires a physical access to your trusted device to authorize the login. Okay. The next one is MFA using SMS or phone. This is okay, which I don't personally recommend. While using SMS or phone-based MFA is better than having no MFA at all, it is considered less secure compared to the previous methods mentioned. SMS-based codes can be intercepted or redirected, making them susceptible to SIM swapping attacks. However, if no other options are available, enabling SMS or phone-based MFA is still recommended, as it adds an extra layer of protection. The last one, no MFA, that's a big no. It's crucial to emphasize that having no MFA is a significant security risk. Relying solely on a username and password leaves your account vulnerable to various attacks, including brute force attempts, phishing, and credential stuffing. Implementing MFA is a proactive step towards safeguarding your account and personal information. Thus, I conclude saying MFA is a crucial security measure that significantly enhances the protection of your online accounts. By combining two or more authentication factors, such as something you know, have, or are, MFA mitigates the risk of unauthorized access. Options like hardware tokens, time-based codes, push notifications, SMS, or phone-based methods offer varying levels of security. Remember, enabling any form of MFA is better than relying solely on passwords. So take the necessary steps to implement MFA and fortify your online security. Okay. So what should I do about passwords? So use the password manager. We at Kickdrum gives everyone access to one password. So ask if you don't have one. What about personal passwords? Yeah, use the same password manager. Let it generate unique password for you. So don't try to remember them all. If you are reusing passwords, reset all the shared ones now and enable MFA everywhere. Okay, so as we learn, we also have to teach everyone. So in this segment, we will explore a real life scenario involving a security breach and analyze the different factors that contributed to it. Understanding such incidents helps us learn from past mistakes and improve our security practices. So let's dive into the situation and identify who violated the security protocols. In this scenario, so we have three key players, Company X, Kickdrum, a client of Company X, and a contractor Y, working on a project for Company X through Kickdrum. After the project concluded, at the end, Company X received an alarming email from GitHub stating that their source code has been downloaded and publicly published by a particular user. Now let's evaluate the security protocols and pinpoint the responsible parties for the breach. First, let's talk about Company X. Company X did not enable multi-factor authentication for GitHub access. MFA adds an extra layer of security requiring additional verification step, such as a code sent to a mobile device during login. By not enabling MFA, Company X left their GitHub account vulnerable to unauthorized access. Company X did not promptly remove access when notified that access was no longer needed. So though Kickdrum notified Company X, we don't need access to contractor Y, the Company X did not promptly remove the access. This oversight could be a result of oversight or miscommunication. Regardless, failing to revoke access promptly after a project concludes increases the risk of unauthorized access to sensitive information. Contractor Y. Contractor Y followed password protocol in terms of appropriate entropy and complexity. This indicates that they created a strong password, which is commendable from a security standpoint. However, Contractor Y made a critical mistake by reusing a password across multiple platforms, including those that had breached in the past. Reusing passwords significantly amplifies the risk associated with a breach. Once a password is compromised on one platform, attackers can use it to gain unauthorized access to other accounts where the same password is reused. So, who violated the security protocols? The security breach was caused by a combination of factors involving both Company X and Contractor Y. Company's X failure to enable MFA for GitHub access and their delay in removing access after the project end date left their account vulnerable. On the other hand, while Contractor Y followed password protocols in terms of entropy and complexity, their practice of reusing passwords across multiple platforms, including compromised ones, greatly contributed to the breach. It's essential for organizations and individuals to prioritize security by implementing measures like MFA, promptly revoking access when no longer required, and adopting strong password practices that avoid reuse. By learning from incidents like this, we can enhance our security protocols and safeguard our sensitive information effectively. Okay, so in this segment, let's discuss the importance of using multiple browser profiles and the benefit they offer in terms of security and convenience. We will explore why relying on just one profile can be risky and how multiple profiles provide enhanced protection for your online activities. So let's dive into the world of browser profiles and their significance. When it comes to browsing the internet, many people tend to rely on a single browser profile for all their activities. However, this approach can be risky from a security and organizational standpoint. Let's understand why using multiple browser profiles is highly recommended. Always use separate profiles. They are entirely separate cookies, stores, extensions, everything. By using separate browser profiles, you create a distinct environment that are entirely isolated from one another. Each profile has its own cookie store, extension, bookmarks, and browsing history. This segregation ensures that any action you take within one profile don't affect or compromise the settings or data of another profile. You won't need to switch Google accounts to open links. If you have different Google accounts for personal and work related activities, using multiple browser profiles can save you the hassle of constantly switching between accounts. Each profile can be associated with a specific Google account, allowing you to seamlessly open links without needing to sign in and out repeatedly. You won't accidentally have stuff linked to the wrong account. With just one browser profile, there is a higher chance of accidentally linking activities or information to the wrong account. By having separate profiles, you reduce the risk of confusion and prevent instances where sensitive data or actions are inadvertently associated with the wrong account. It also helps in reducing excesses or other attacks. Cross-site scripting attacks and other security threats can potentially compromise your browsing experience. By using multiple browser profiles, you limit the impact of such attacks. Even if one profile is affected, the others remain unaffected due to the isolation between them. By leveraging multiple browser profiles, you enhance your security posture, reduce the risk of reduce the risk of unauthorized access or data breaches, and create a more organized browsing experience. In conclusion, relying on just one browser profile for all your online activities can be risky and may lead to security and organizational challenges. By using multiple browser profiles, you create distinct environments that are entirely separate from each other, thus providing enhanced security and convenience. Always remember to utilize separate profiles to isolate your activities, prevent accidental linking to the wrong accounts, reduce the risk of attacks, and maintain a more organized browsing experience. So, take a moment to explore the capabilities of your browser and start using multiple profiles to enhance your online security and improve your overall browsing experience. So, what about Firefox? So, as Chrome has this multiple profiles, Firefox also has something called multi-account containers, which is a similar concept, isolated cookie stores and stuff. Also, this is really useful when working with multiple accounts simultaneously. So this is a separate plugin that you need to install in Firefox, which does not comes out of the box, whereas in Chrome, the profiles comes out of the box. Okay, let's explore further actions that should be avoided to maintain a secure computing environment. It's crucial to be aware of these practices to minimize vulnerabilities and protect your devices and data effectively. Disabling passwords to unlock a device. Disabling the password or any form of authentication to unlock your device is a significant security risk. Without a password, anyone can access your device and the sensitive information stored within. Always set a strong password, PIN, or biometric authentication to ensure unauthorized individuals cannot access your device easily. Next, leaving your device unlocked. Leaving your device unlocked and unattended, even for a brief moment, poses a significant security threat. It gives unauthorized individuals an opportunity to access your device and potentially compromise your data. Make it a habit to lock your device whenever you are not actively using it. Turning off device encryption. Device encryption is a vital security feature that protects your data in case your device is lost, stolen, or falls into the wrong hands. Disabling device encryption removes this layer of protection, making it easier for unauthorized individuals to access your sensitive information. Ensure that device encryption is enabled on your device to safeguard your data. Giving apps more permission than needed. Granting excessive permissions to apps poses a risk to your privacy and security. Be cautious when installing apps and review the permissions they request. Only grant the necessary permissions that are essential for the app's functionality. Avoid granting unnecessary access to sensitive data or device features. Using questionable proxies or networks. Using untrustworthy proxies or connecting to unsecured networks can expose your data to potential eavesdropping, interception, or unauthorized access. Be cautious when connecting to public Wi-Fi networks or using proxy servers from unknown sources. Whenever possible, use trusted networks and secure connections to mitigate these risks. Accepting unknown or unnecessary SSL certificates. SSL certificates play a crucial role in establishing secure connections between your device and a website or services you interact with. Accepting unknown or unnecessary SSL certificates can expose you to phishing attack or man-in-the-middle attack. Always verify the authenticity of SSL certificates before accepting them. Running old software when updates are available. Running outdated softwares, including operating systems, applications, and security patches, leaves your device vulnerable to known security vulnerabilities. Regularly update your software to ensure you have the latest security patches and bug fixes, reducing the risk of exploitation. The last one, disabling firewalls. Disabling firewalls or misconfiguring network security groups, such as opening them to allow access from any IP address, compromises the security of your network. Firewalls act as a barrier against unauthorized access and malicious network activity. Always keep firewalls enabled and properly configured to protect your network and devices. By avoiding these security practices, such as disabling passwords, leaving device unlocked, turning off encryption, granting excessive app permissions, using questionable proxies or networks, accepting unknown SSL certificates, running outdated softwares, and disabling firewalls, you significantly enhance your overall security posture. It's important to stay vigilant, follow best practices, and take proactive measures to protect your devices, data, and privacy. Remember, implementing a combination of strong security practices, staying informed about potential risks, and maintaining a proactive security mindset are crucial steps towards making a secure computing environment. Okay, uh, now let's discuss the importance of securely handling the source code you write for Kickdrum and customer data. Protecting these assets is crucial not only for maintaining trust with clients, but also to comply with legal obligations. Let's delve into the key points to consider when safeguarding source code and customer information. Source code you write for Kickdrum belongs somewhere secure, not public where it is backed up. Example GitHub. It is essential to store the source code you develop for Kickdrum in a secure location away from public access. Services like GitHub offers secure repositories that allow version control and backups. Ensure that access to the code repository is limited to authorized individuals within the organization. Customer data should not be public anywhere. Customer data is highly sensitive and should never be made publicly accessible. It's crucial to maintain the confidentiality of customer information, including personal details, financial data, or any other sensitive data associated with their business or identity. Don't even list a customer's name via an import statement on a Stack Overflow question. Exercise caution when discussing code or seeking assistance on public platforms like Stack Overflow. Avoid revealing any identifiable information related to your customers, such as their names or project details, even indirectly. This helps prevent any inadvertent leakage of customer information. Assume customers' files are all valuable. Don't let anyone have a chance of accusing you of leaking customer stuff. Treat all customers' files and data as valuable and confidential, regardless of their perceived sensitivity. Implement strict access control and data protection measures to minimize the risk of unauthorized access, accidental disclosure, or data leakage. By assuming the importance of every customer file, you avoid the potential for accusations of mishandling or compromising customer information. Note: compromising customers' information will have legal implications. It's vital to recognize that compromising customer information can have severe legal consequences. Breaches of confidentiality, data leaks, or unauthorized access to customer data may lead to legal liabilities, financial penalties, damage to your reputation, and loss of trust from both clients and the general public. Upholding the security and privacy of customer information is crucial for maintaining legal compliance and ethical practices. Safeguarding the source code you write for Kickdrum and ensuring the confidentiality of customer data are paramount responsibilities. By securely storing the source code, restricting access to authorized personnel, and handling customer information with the utmost care, you establish a foundation of trust, professionalism, and compliance with legal obligations. Okay. Next, let's discuss some best practices for repository management to ensure the security and integrity of your code. It is essential to follow these guidelines to prevent unauthorized access, accidental exposure of sensitive information, and potential misuse of your code. Let's explore these practices in more detail. Don't create any public repositories. To maintain control over your code and prevent unauthorized access, it's advisable not to create public repositories. Public repositories are accessible to anyone on the internet, increasing the risk of unauthorized individuals gaining access to your codebase. Don't commit any sensitive data in public or private repositories. When working with repositories, it's important to exercise caution and avoid committing any sensitive data. This includes passwords, API keys, access tokens, or any confidential information that could potentially be exploited if it falls into the wrong hands. Be diligent about reviewing and removing sensitive information before committing code changes. Code removed from a Git repository is never actually gone. It's crucial to understand that code removed from a Git repository is not permanently deleted. Even if you remove files or code snippets, they can still exist in previous commit or branches. It's essential to be mindful of this fact and take appropriate measures to handle sensitive code, such as securely disposing of old branches and reviewing commit history for any inadvertently committed sensitive information. Let's now examine a real-life example that emphasizes the importance of being cautious when sensitive commit messages, the availability of public APIs, and the lasting presence of remote code on GitHub. GitHub provides a public API that allows access to various repositories, related information, including public commits, commit messages, and other relevant data associated with code repositories. Consider the scenario where a developer accidentally includes the commit message removed AWS key. When pushing code changes to a public repository, while the developer may realize the mistake and promptly remove the code, it's essential to understand that once code is committed to GitHub, even if later removed, traces of it may still persist. If a search is performed on GitHub using the commit message removed access key, thousands of results may be returned, indicating the presence of repositories where AWS keys were inadvertently disclosed. This example serves as a stark reminder that removed code is never entirely gone from GitHub's history, and the sensitive information can potentially be discovered even after deletion. The provided URL on this page demonstrates an actual search query on GitHub, showcasing the significant number of results associated with the commit message removed AWS key. This example highlights the importance of exercising caution with sensitive commit messages and the understanding that even removed cat can leave a trace on GitHub. It underscores the need for developers and organizations to follow best practices, including careful handling of sensitive information, regularly reviewing and securing code repositories, and maintaining a security conscious mindset throughout the development process. So, if you have committed any keys and removed it, make sure you disable the keys or rotate the keys. Thank you.